Hello everybody, Dan here, and we're back with another video. And today we're going to be discussing our goal striving mechanism. What it is, first of all, realizing that you have one, if you don't think that you have one. Realizing that you're a human and you have one, and what it is, and how we can use it to our advantage, because, this channel is all about raising awareness. So this video we're raising awareness, and in this essence we're talking about a goal striving mechanism, because our past videos we discussed what kind of who you are, what your soul is, that realizing that you are the experiencer, you experience the experience, right? We understand that your name is a label, we know why your name is a label, and we know that we're simply more, and that we're connected to a power that is more than us. Okay? So all that's important. That's kind of our spiritual base. Now we're progressing into our mind, because now we need to start taking action in our life to actually see results, right? You can't just sit on the couch and have all these beliefs. It's not going to do anything for you. You need to get up, and once you believe this, you will exhibit actions of somebody who believes what they believe, and you will see the results. You will reap the benefit. So one of the things that we're going to be discussing is our goal reward system. And we're going to reference the dopamine response system, but in our brain, but we're not going to be directly talking about that. I'm going to be discussing just how we work, okay? Just how we operate. So our goal system, right? We have one, you have one, I have one. Great. How do we use it? Well, I can tell you now, it's been in play your entire life. Every goal, everything that you've done has used this system, and it's been untapped to its fullest potential. You haven't taken advantage of it, but it's been working because it's always been there your entire life. You've just never used it for its true purpose. When we talk about something like picking up a pen, that is laying on my counter, and I can look down, pick it up, and I have no problem doing that. Why? Because I just know how to do it. Well, why, right? We need to keep asking the question why to understand what happens, why we work. If we don't ask why, we're never going to know. I don't know. I don't have to tell my triceps to extend my elbow and tell my biceps to flex my elbow in order to pick up the pen, right? I just do it. I see it and I do it. How do I know I can do that? Well, one can argue to the extent that this has taken place multiple times, and that I know that the pen is my target in my head. Therefore, I have executed a series of tasks in the past that have been failures, right? Maybe as a little baby, I'm crawling around, and I'm fumbling around, and I'm just reaching out, I'm trying to grab stuff, and then it just eventually clicks that, oh, this is what I gotta do to extend my arm, flex, go like that to pick it up. And then I can hold it in front of my face. I can do whatever I want with it. We knew how to do that because of a series of failed attempts. Okay? That's going to be a common theme throughout the video. Keep it in mind as we continue along. So this goal seeking system is an instinct in you right now. It is an instinct encoded into your DNA, encoded into your system, encoded into your brain. It is a part of you. And that's why it has been you. Just like it is in humans just as much as it is in a bird that knows how to build a nest as soon as it's able to fly, right? It knows where to fly. It knows that, hey, it's getting cold here. I should probably fly this away, right? And it just does it. It doesn't sit and stress and freak out that, oh my gosh, the cold is coming. I don't know exactly what to do, I can't, I don't know Pythagorean's theorem or anything. The bird's not going to do any of that. It's just simply going to act, right? It's just going to go. It's just going to fly. It's just going to go to the warmer weather, right? That is its instinct. Its instinct being a survival mechanism, right? Can we agree that that's what that is? An instinct is a survival mechanism. So let's continue. Just the same as the squirrel knows how to go find food and store it, let's argue that the squirrel was born sometime in the spring. When it's old enough to, run around and take care of itself, it knows, even though it hasn't experienced a winter yet, it knows that it's got to store food, right? Because it knows it's coming. It's in its DNA. It's inscribed in its DNA. So we have that same mechanism in us, in all of us right now. We can actualize with the idea that we have survival mechanisms, okay? And they are encoded into our DNA. And if we don't use them, if we fight against them, we're fighting against an unstoppable force, and we're just going to be in chaos. Okay? In chaos. And we have these mechanisms, and the mechanism is a goal-striving mechanism, remember? Even the bird, even the squirrel has a goal, right? The goal is to save food for the winter, and the bird its goal is to find a warmer climate to live in, right? That's a goal, which is a survival instinct, a survival mechanism. We have the same deal, but humans are a little more complex, right? We need emotional support. We need to feel love. We need more mental and spiritual feeding, if you will. In today's society, it's pretty common for us to have, especially in America and some of the more profitable areas in America, for us to have shelter and food. So most of us really don't have to panic too hard about being able to find shelter or food or water, right? So that kind of has been pressed aside. I know some humans still, that's a big deal for some people, and I'm not trying to say that it isn't, but I'm just making it in terms of this, because odds are if you have a laptop or a phone right now, you probably are able to afford to survive, to live, whether it's in, somebody's house or what have you. I'm just willing to bet if you have a laptop or a phone that you're watching this on, you're probably in pretty decent shape and you're not as bad off as you think you are. So what I'm saying by all of this is we have something that connects all of us, and we have that survival mechanism in our brains as humans, but we have something that makes us unique, right? We have a creative need, okay? We have a creative need. We have a need to create. We have our imagination, imagining ability, right? We have that. The birds and the squirrels don't have that. They just do. But there's something to learn from that, because we don't just do. We freak out and we stay there, and we could possibly freeze to death because we let the external circumstances in and we overthink, and we don't let our instinct, our inscribed DNA guide us and tell us tell us what to do. Our inner compass. We block it, and we don't let it carry us. We don't say, the bird doesn't sit there and think, I am going to die if I stay here. Do I have enough energy to go? It don't know. It just goes, right? It doesn't know. It just goes, and it follows its instinct. Humans don't follow our instincts because we have those two elements that separate us from animals: the creativity and our spiritual needs and our mindfulness needs. So we have that foundation now. So let's keep going. So now that we understand that, we understand what it is, and so how do we use it? Well, we have to understand that what we're talking about here is our subconscious mind, okay? And our subconscious mind needs goals, okay? It's like a radar system. I'm going to use the analogy of a torpedo though, because going back to what we talked about the pen earlier, how I went through a series of failures in my younger years in order to understand and learn how to pick things up, right? And now it's just habitual. It's a habit because the failures kept going, and I forgot about the failures. I just remembered the successes, and I capitalized on that. And now picking up a pen is super easy. It's just a habit. I don't even have to think about it, right? That's how it works. And if you remember in my other videos, if you're struggling to even get a grasp of this, write it down, folks. Write it down, journal it, and get it somewhere on your paper. Have your happy memories to go back to if you're struggling, being positive. And here's the same way here. Once again, all the mistakes. I'm not sitting here being pressed about, oh my gosh, when I was a baby, I couldn't pick up the pen. I didn't know how, right? I don't even remember that. I just remember that I can do that, right? It's break it down to its simplest form, and you can build from there, okay? Build from there. So I'm going to break it down going back to the torpedo mechanism analogy, metaphor, if you will, that I'm going to be using with you today. So our torpedo is like this goal-striving system in our brain, which is our instinct, but we block it. So let's unravel this. Let's use this. Our torpedo, think of it as a torpedo. A torpedo just goes. Let's call it like an intercepting missile or something. It knows, it just takes off, right? Somebody presses a button and it'll go. It just goes, and then as it goes, it picks up a target. And as it picks up its target, it's going to make micro adjustments on the way to the target. The first thing it does is it activates. It's active. It starts. And then it makes mistakes. Okay? It'll zigzag, but eventually it will correct itself to the point where it will intercept whatever it's trying to intercept. Okay? It's reached and attained its goal. Okay? And you need to think about that as yourself too, right? You're not going to do anything until you start, one. And two, you're not going to achieve your goal until you start seeing failures. Okay? If the guided missile just started off and it was like, oh shoot, I'm not going to hit this thing, now I'm just going to fall to the ground or go completely off track and I'm not going to hit this thing because, oh man, I'm not, I just can't do it. It would be horrible, right? We don't want that because we need it to intercept whatever it needs to intercept, right? We need it to achieve the goal. So why not do the same for you? Okay? We are not, I need to get this right. I need you to understand that we are not machine. Okay? I'm not telling you that you are a machine. You are, however, controlling a machine. Okay? You have your spirit and you have your mind, but a machine is within you. And you can control it. Okay? You can control it. It's there to serve you. It's there to help you. And I'm just here to try to increase your awareness to it. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a comment and I'll try to make another video describing that more in depth for you. So, man is not a machine, but man has a machine, right? Man is not a machine, but man has a machine. Use it to your full advantage, guys. Use it to your full advantage. And so going back to the torpedo, now that we understand that man is not machine, but it has a machine, going back to the torpedo analogy, the torpedo has a goal in mind and it just goes. Okay? It just goes. And as it goes, it learns from its failures along the way and remembers its corrections and hits its goal, hits its target, right? So you must, in your life, you must have a goal or a target to hit. You must have a goal or a target to hit because, and it doesn't matter if this is achievable or not. It doesn't matter if you can see it or you can't see it. You just need to have the goal in your mind. Okay, so keep the instinct analogy in there with the bird and the squirrel. Let's keep the torpedo analogy. Now we're gonna make another one. We're just building on top of it. Stay with me. It's not as bad as it seems, but understand that this subconscious radar system in your mind is programmable. Okay, and if I don't have anything here with me like a disc or anything, but if you tell your subconscious, you say, hey, I want to be financially successful. I want to be financially successful. I don't know how I'm going to do this, and I don't know if it's achievable or not, but I want to be financially successful. Just pop the idea in your head. Now, it doesn't matter if the idea can be achieved or not. You just need to have the idea in existence. It must be conceived as a goal that can be in existence. Now, why? Because what does a radar system do? When you tell it something, it's going to send out signals into your brain, okay, into your past life, your past experiences, and it's going to bounce ideas off of you. It's going to bounce ideas back at you and say, hey, this is how we think we can get to this goal, okay? And you can't rush this system. This system, your subconscious mind, will deliver results spontaneously to you when you need them. And the system can only work when you are relaxed, okay? Because why? It is an instinct. It is a survival mechanism. Remember the bird and the squirrel? They just do, they just go. They don't have the capability to freak out. We have the capability to freak out and panic and stress. So when we do that, it would block our ability to actually use our system, right? If the bird or squirrel freaked out, it's going to block its ability to consciously think and back up from our problem to create the solution that we have poised on ourselves. So the answers are inside of you. I'm pretty sure I say that every video, but we're getting to the root of why the answers are inside of you. So supply the goal to your brain, relax, and let it come to you. Okay, just let it flow, let it come to you. It will come to you. We see proof of this because artists and innovators and engineers will tell stories about how they were in bed and they were sleeping and it came to them in a dream, right? They were relaxed, they were asleep, and their brain could finally work, right? It could finally work and deliver them the goal that they wanted because they're constantly thinking about this goal. Whether they actively say, I'm programming this into my brain or not, they actively think about it all the time, so their subconscious thinks of it as a goal, a survival mechanism, so it's going to try to make it happen. But when they're on the task, an engineer, I imagine if we got any engineers watching, your jobs are pretty stressful, okay? And you can't work like that. You can't function like that. All mental workings efforts defeat themselves. You can't overwork the system. You must let it work rather than making it work. If you try to make it work, it's not gonna work. So you have to make mistakes and you have to learn from the mistakes. We have to research has shown us that we gotta hit a certain number of mistakes in the same goal before we're even able to see or actually achieve the goal. Okay, that's why so many people, so many famous athletes, they say enjoy the process, love the process. They're talking about this process. That's why they're so successful. They have a goal set in mind, right? They have a goal in their mind to be the best, and they're not going to let it slide under no circumstance. So the subconscious mind gets right to work. They say, okay, we're going to be the best. Who do we know? How do we know to be the best? Okay, if you're a basketball player, you're going to be bouncing off people like, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, those guys. You're going to be bouncing those ideas off of you inside of your head, your subconscious, saying, I'm going to do what they do because I want to be the best too, right? And this happens all the time. And you'll go at it and you'll actively start playing basketball or whatever, and you'll miss a couple of threes and you'll be like, dang, I'm no good now. Like, I'm trash, right? But you're not. And if you tell yourself that, you never will be, because we are our thoughts, because our thoughts become our words become our actions, and our actions become our reality. Okay, and if you believe you are something, you are something. Okay, and and if I have any basketball players watching the video right now, you understand that, I don't know what the exact math is. I never played basketball competitively, but that you got to make 10 shots right for every one shot that you missed, right? To make up for, to kind of drown out the mistake that you made, to program your mind how to make the shot, right? And the same thing goes on in your mind every single which way, which is why we're talking about it. It's just a general instinct. It's in you, okay? Let's learn this stuff. Let's learn how we operate so we can prepare ourselves for the future and actually achieve our goals, right? No, it doesn't have to be some imaginary dream anymore. Make it happen. Make it happen. Stop telling yourself you can't. Make it happen, okay? Make it happen. And so learning is accomplished by trial and error and forgetting the mistakes and remembering the successes in order to imitate the successes. Success is driven by forgetting your mistakes, remembering your successes so you can imitate those successes on your way to your goal. That's about all I got for this video, guys. So just remember that you can't, this radar system, you can't make it work. You have to let it work. Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Have faith in that process. Have faith in this idea that you are connected to a higher power, something that you can't control, and that's okay. Get out of your head. Realize that a little bit of vulnerability in your own mind is fine. Okay, start relaxing, start releasing. Let's get into this, family. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. I got a new microphone. I hope it works out, and I hope you can hear me better. You don't hear my refrigerator in the back all the time anymore. So anyway, share the video, please. That's the one thing that I ask in all my videos. The channel is about increasing awareness. So, and that only happens by people actually watching the video. So we need to expand our awareness as a team and as a whole, as a society. Love you guys. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You are special. Remember, you are your thoughts. Make all of your dreams come to life. See you guys later.